Hi, this is Kim Jolene with Finding Your Fiji, and I'm here today doing a Feng Shui video for you. So something a little new, I want to give you a little bit of information about what Feng Shui is, because that's a question I get asked all the time, and then also what this beautiful object is here, this Bagua. So I'm going to start with Feng Shui, and lots of people see the way it's pronounced or see the way it's written and call it Feng Shui, right? Or they have different pronunciations for it. It's pronounced Feng Shui. And what it literally means is wind and water. So it's really about balancing the energy in your space. And Feng Shui has actually been around for thousands and thousands of years, and it's an ancient Chinese art as well as a science. So there really is a science to things and the objects in your home having an energy. So what I want to just talk to you a little bit about is, what is Feng Shui, number one? Number two, what are the principles of Feng Shui? And then what is the Bagua? And what do all these different colors and different areas mean in your life? And how would you lay that on your home? So I'm going to give you kind of just some basic Feng Shui tips, essentially, is what I'm going to be doing today. So starting with Feng Shui, what is Feng Shui? As I mentioned, it's an ancient art and science, and it's been around for thousands of years. And originally, Feng Shui was started when the Chinese were burying their elders. And so when they placed the burial of the elders, they did it in a certain way that was thought to be auspicious, or what in our common terms is lucky. And what they thought is that placement of their elders brought, if they placed it in a certain way, their burial site, that would bring abundance and good luck to the people that they left behind. And then they started applying it to their homes. And in the Eastern world, most of the homes are based on an east-west axis, north-south. They're in squares. The homes are built in squares, and they don't have, like in the Western world, things are different. Our homes are all different shapes and sizes. We have split levels. We have homes that are on cul-de-sacs and dead-end streets, that type of thing. They're not north, south, east, west. Typically when I go to do a home and check out what the compass reading is, it's never a direct north, a direct south, a direct east, or a direct west. It typically just doesn't happen. So there's a Western version of Feng Shui, which is based on the front door, and that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. So what are the four principles of Feng Shui? The first principle is that everything is energy. So this shirt I'm wearing has an energy. This placard or this poster has an energy. Everything, even the jewelry, I guess, I have earrings in today. So even the jewelry I'm wearing has an energy and carries an energy to it. And sometimes you feel compelled towards things, right? Sometimes you're really drawn towards something, and I know people that are really drawn to certain crystals. I myself am drawn to labradorite. It's something that I'm always, wherever there's labradorite, like, I just find it, right? I'm drawn to it. So there is an energy to objects, and everything has this energy about it. So typically, things in your home are either lifting you up or they're dragging you down. And the way that you arrange your space shifts the energy in the space as well. So you'll find, when you move your furniture around, sometimes you're like, oh, I don't really like it this way. And then you move it a different way and you're like, oh, that feels better, right? Or if you walk into a garden, you know how that feels. Like it's just like almost like you can breathe, right? And so that is, you're feeling the Feng Shui energy of that garden, right? And then you might walk into another person's home and you're just not you're finding yourself fidgety, or you're feeling anxious, or you're just not wanting to stay. And it's not even necessarily, that can happen when somebody has a lot of clutter, of course, but that can happen even when a place is really clean and pristine and organized. But you go in there and you just don't feel comfortable, and you don't feel like staying. People come to my house and they want to just hang out here. They want to just stay. They tend to do that, and it is because it's a higher vibration. I do certain things to help keep the higher vibration in my home, and the way that I have things arranged and all of that contributes to that. So that's the first principle of Feng Shui, is everything is energy. The second principle is that intention is really key. So it's not just about like moving your stuff, like what's the point? Why are you doing it? Why are you moving the things? Okay, so the intention behind it, what is it that you want to draw into you? What is it that you want to change in your life? So typically when clients call me, they have something going on in their life. We always, no one ever has everything perfect. I'm just going to say that. And I love this. It's sort of a quote. I don't know. I read an article about it at one point, but even the Dalai Lama has gas. This is kind of my quote around that. So everyone has some sort of issues or things that are going on in their life. You're not going to find, every single area being perfect at all times, because we're human. That's our life experience. That's what we're here for, to experience different things. So what I want to say about that is that when my clients come to me, usually there's an issue in their life, and there's certain couple, maybe a couple things they're wanting to focus on. And so we look at particular areas of their home to shift the energy around that particular issue. Somebody's looking for a job, for instance. There's lots of things that we can do Feng Shui wise to help attract new opportunities and to help bring that job into them. If somebody has more money going out than is coming in, that is something else we can shift. Relationships, there's just all different areas of your life, right? Okay, so the intention, what is the point? Why do you want this? Why are you moving this? What's the point? What is the change you're seeking, or the different experience that you're wanting to draw in? So that's the second principle of Feng Shui. The third principle is using nature as a model for balance. And so what that's really about is, so if you think about the name Feng Shui and the meaning of that, wind and water, so wind being up here and water being down here, there's a real balance to that. Even to the name Feng Shui, there's a very much a balance. And so that's what we want to do in our spaces as well, is use nature as a model for balance. So when you go into nature, there's a balance of things that are tall, things that are shorter, the different elements, and we're going to get into that a little bit here. So there's 5 different elements we have, and you'll see them in the different various areas here. So we have wood as an element, fire as an element, earth, water, metal are the 5. So we've got those 5 elements, and it's about bringing those elements into your space and balancing them. So that's part of what we do in Feng Shui as well. So that's the third key. The fourth principle of Feng Shui is that your space reflects your life. And I like to say it reflects it and it affects it, both. So I literally can go into someone's home that I don't even know, have never even met, and tell them what's going on in their life. How do I do that? Because I can see in their space different things that are happening in their space. Got a little hair there. I see different things that are happening in their space, and I can tell when, what's off or what's causing them issues, right? So this is a mental map of your space. This is called a Bagua, and it's Bagua actually means, Ba means 8, and Gua means sides. And you're like, well, there's 9 squares though. If you look at the center little shape here, that is a Bagua shape, and that does have 8 sides, okay? And then the center is always the health area. So that's where we get the 9 squares, and that's what Bagua means. And it's a mental map of your space. So each section relates to, so each area of your home relates to an area in your life, right? And then each area also has an associated color with it that helps boost the energy of that area. It also has a number, and then it has an element. So we talked a little bit about the element. Each different area has an element that is something that helps that particular area. And then the last thing, they each have a body part that they're associated with, and this is on here. And you can actually grab a copy of this Feng Shui Bagua. If you go on my website, there's a free gift, 9 fast Feng Shui fixes to attract abundance, and you can download that, and you will get a color copy of this same Bagua that I'm showing you here, plus a lot more information about it. So the Bagua, I just want to explain briefly how the Bagua lays out. And again, this is the Western version of Feng Shui, and it's all based on your front door. And so people lots of times are like, oh, I go in and out my garage door. That's the door I use, right? No, it's not. It is the front door to your space. So whether you use it or not, and of course I'm going to recommend that you start using it, but the front door is where all the energy and opportunities, the chi, which is what we also refer to as energy, comes into your space. And so this is based on the front door. So this bottom area here is if you were standing at your front door. So if I'm standing out here and I'm facing the front door, this is how it's going to lay out, right? So the wealth is going to be your back left corner of your home. Partnership is back right. Health is always in the center. And it's not necessarily room by room. It's equally divided. And the other key important thing to know is that if you have a garage that's attached to your home, that's included in this mental map. So me, for instance, I have my garage is almost 4 parts of this. So it's a 2-car garage, and it takes up a big chunk of this on my main level. That's typically what we're laying this is on your main level. So I have my garage is most of this, and actually my very center of my home is in my garage. And so, of course, I'm concerned about keeping my garage, neat and clean and all of that. So each different area relates to a different area in your life. So the back left corner relates to wealth. And that's how you make your money, even gifts that you receive. I win stuff all the time. That's part of that, just money can come to you in a lot of different ways than just working. And so that's really about the abundance, and not just abundance in money, it's abundance in other ways as well. So that's the abundance. And then we have, or the wealth area. Then we have fame that's in the center and the back. And fame is about your reputation, how you show up in the world, how you're known, what people think of you kind of. That type of thing. So that's what fame is about. Partnership, of course, is about typically about your romantic partnership, but also in business can be related to your business partnerships or referral partners, that type of thing. So that's back right corner. And then also your bedroom is a really strong, we look at the bedroom a lot in Feng Shui to help with partnership issues as well. And then coming down, we're going to go to creativity and children. So in the middle on the right hand side of your home or your space is creativity and children. So this is your children, people that you've given birth to. And it's also, if you think about creativity, that's about ideas that you give birth to, right? And the color for that is white. And as we go along, there's different colors. So purple for wealth, red for fame, partnership is pink. Or it can be a maroon. Some guys don't like to put pink in their homes, right? So it can be a maroon color too. Creativity is white, so you think of like that blank slate. And then we have going down further, in the front right of your home is the helpful people area. And this also relates to travel. And helpful people, what is that about? People are like, what is that? So it's about being in the right place at the right time. It's about having people be helpful to you. So when you need help, people are there to help you. When you go to a ticket counter, the person is very pleasant and nice. Having the right people show up at the right time and you being in the right place at the right time. So that's what helpful people is about. Then if we go over the middle front of your space is the career area. And that's pretty obvious for those of you that are still working. That is about your career, what you're doing for work and as a job. For those that are retired, this is about sort of your life purpose, the things that light you up and what you are bringing to the world. Because even when you retire, there's still a lot that you can bring to the world. So that's what that area relates to. And then far left is, in the front, is going to be the knowledge area. And knowledge is, can be about education, it can be about spirituality, and about knowing yourself, as well as knowing, learning other things. So that's a real important area no matter what stage of your life you're at. And then moving up, we have the family. So in the middle on the left, that's the family area. And that relates to your family of origin. And so that would be your parents, your siblings, might even be like cousins or something like that. It also can relate to, in business, your co-employees, so like sort of that family that you work with type of thing, okay? And then the very center is health. And that relates to mental, spiritual, emotional, and of course physical health. And these are things that I talk about in some of my readings as well. So if you've watched readings from me before, you'll hear me mention this, and I have a little small Bagua that I hold up to give you information about that. And health touches every single area of your life and of your home, right? And that's true. If you don't have your health, if you've got things going on with your health, it is going to affect every single area of your life. It will affect your family, it will affect your money, your reputation, your partnership, your children and creativity, helpful people, or how how people are showing up for you, career and knowledge. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this helps give you a little bit more information about what Feng Shui is, what the Feng Shui Bagua is, and I hope to be continuing to do more videos on particular parts of Feng Shui or different areas of your home as we move forward. So if you have any questions or want to go grab your Feng Shui Bagua and your 9 fast Feng Shui tips to attract abundance, go to my website. It's findingyourfiji.com. There's going to be a link below to that. And I do offer a free 20-minute connection call. I call them virtual coffee chats. So you're welcome to schedule a call with me. And if you go on my website, there's a thing that says schedule now, and you just go in and schedule in your time zone and all of that. There's no coupon code for it because it's free, right? And you just need to go down and pick your time zone, and then the calendar will appear. And it might be a few weeks out before you're able to get into me. Sometimes I get super busy at certain times. So that's what we have for you today.